everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Biz Buzz. I'm Leon Thomas, the host of New Biz Buzz, the show where we highlight businesses and business owners who have businesses that are new, unique, or do something to help society. And today we have a very special guest who has a very special business, and we're going to meet her in just 1 minute. New Biz Buzz is a production of the Leon Thomas Group. To learn more about us, go to our website. It's me, it's my name, the leonthomasgroup.com, and you can see all the great work that we do there and the work that our students and interns do as well. And starting in mid-April, we want you to become listeners of the Leon Thomas Group Nice Network. That's going to be 24-hour internet radio on news, information, and sports coming to you via the internet 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the Leon Thomas Group Nice Network. Look for more information about that soon. Our guest today, we met about 3 weeks or so ago through networking, and we'll talk about networking some. And I want to bring our guest on today, Stephanie Berman. Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Stephanie, you have an organization called the Aziza Project. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I think it's really cool first if we tell everyone how we met. Right. So you go ahead and jump in, and then I'll add, you go ahead and tell, and then I'll add in some pieces to really embellish the story. Anyway, go ahead.
So, I'm part of a networking group called NRG, and the president of NRG, Mike Weiner, runs this show with Leon, I guess. And Mike needed a guest a few weeks ago, and he said, "Stephanie, are you available tomorrow to be on the show?" I'm like, "Sure." And I came on the show, and that's how I met Leon because he was there too.
There you go. That's right. The name of the show is NRG this week, and the networking group that Stephanie's talking about, it's called Network Referral Group. It's run by a really cool and groovy guy. He's not as cool and groovy as you, Stephanie, and
Ooh.
definitely not as cool and groovy as me. So he's like number three in the groovy line. His name is Mike Weiner, and he's had this networking organization for like 25 years or so, and he's really good at what he does, and he brings people together and helps them network and make each other's businesses and projects grow. And so that's how Stephanie, that's how you and I met. Now, I'm not going to roll some of the video from that show, but I believe you said you are a Ravens fan, a Baltimore Ravens fan, as well as a Baltimore Orioles fan. I think you said that on the show.
Did I?
Yes? No?
Maybe? I don't watch football usually, so
That's right. So you said that, and we said you might as well be a Ravens fan. And I think you said yes.
sure, I can go with
Yeah,
that.
you said yes. And then our producer, Dr. J, who's working this show in the background, he said he was chiming in. My ears were going crazy. He's chiming in. No, no, no. She's a Steeler fan. She's a Steeler fan. Like, no, she's not. She is a Ravens fan. And I'm so glad to meet you and glad that we have an opportunity to talk about the Aziza project because it's a very important thing that you're doing. And I think more people need to know about what you're doing and the why behind it. And I think so many people are going to get help. So, the Aziza project, tell us briefly what it is and how you started this Aziza project. What's the purpose of it?
So, the Aziza Project offers hope to women who are suffering from complex gynecological pain by providing funding for them to see the doctors who have the knowledge and training to figure out what's going on. You can check out more at our website, which is just popped up on the screen over here. Uh, and I started it really January 2023 because of my own search for gynecological pain help. It took me over a decade to find a provider who knew what he was doing and cared enough to not gaslight me. So I enlisted his help in making the Aziza project, and he is now our first Aziza affiliated provider. I'm looking forward to adding others in the future. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's been an interesting ride over the last 15 months.
Uh-huh. So you had gynecological pain,
Yes,
and
I'll
it
do.
basically you couldn't find anybody that would help or
Yeah.
anyone that knew how to help, right? So you're looking around, searching, 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 searching. You find this doctor, and let's give them a shout out. We have the website for the center that you're working with now, the havencenter.com. Where are they located?
Dr. Corey Babb is located in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Hmm. And you're not in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I am in southeastern Washington State, so
Okay.
I'm definitely not in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And how did you meet Dr. Babb?
Instagram.
Again, social media at work, right? You met him, you go and visit, right? And he was willing to talk with you, able to help. And you turned that into let me help others,
Yeah, I
right?
started a nonprofit from my hotel bed in Tulsa.
Wow.
Yep.
So you didn't even wait till you got back home.
Nope.
You had the idea and you said, I'm going to do it right now. And you said from your hotel bed.
Yeah.
So you want
I
to give the what brand were you staying at? Do you happen to remember that?
I think it was a DoubleTree.
Oh, DoubleTree. Okay, a Hilton brand. Shout out to Hilton Honors. Shout out to them. Right? You come up with great thoughts when you're in a DoubleTree bed.
Yeah, apparently.
Maybe they'll send some money for that and we can donate it to the Aziza Project, right?
That would be cool.
Maybe they'll do that. We'll send a copy of it to Hilton because we do a show on in the about the hotel business as well.
Yeah.
So we'll send that out. So now with your nonprofit that you have,
Yeah.
what are the goals? What are you trying to do? What are you raising money for? What's the purpose of the nonprofit now?
So we are raising money to be able to help women to access virtual consultations with our doctor in Tulsa, as well as any future providers we may add. We also cover travel. If the doctor says, oh my goodness, yes, you need to come to Tulsa, then we help the patient by covering their airfare and their hotel. And then if we still have funds left over, which would be awesome, then we help them with the doctor's fees because these doctors are often out of network and insurance won't even cover dollar for dollar what the doctors are charging. So then the last thing we cover, if we still have money left over, we can help them with is any in-network like patient responsibility, like if they haven't met their deductible yet and they have to pay the hospital or whatever.
Hmm.
So those are kind of the four things we cover financially.
So give me those four financials again, please. What are they again, please?
Virtual consultations. So that's like a
Okay.
meet and greet with the doctor, get an idea of what's going on. He can't diagnose, treat, or prescribe. So
Hmm.
then he might say, yeah, it sounds like you've exhausted your local resources. So come to Tulsa and we'll do a procedure or whatever. Um, then the next thing we pay for is, so yeah, the virtual consultation, the flight and hotel for them and a companion, because most of the patients that we help will be heading into some sort of a surgical procedure of some sort,
Hmm. Hmm.
and they can't handle that on their own.
Hmm.
So, virtual consultation, flights and hotel for two, then the out of network doctor costs, and then the in network doctor costs.
Hmm. So, folks, if you really break this down, so let's take any health situation, right? So if and I'm not an insurance guy, but I've dealt with it many times and kind of want to make sure everybody understands this. So you have a rare condition or a condition that you can't find someone to help you with, and you find a doctor that's out of your network. Typically, the insurance company says we're not paying or we're going to pay very little,
Yeah,
right? Because you're out of network. So then you have this doctor that's willing to work with you and maybe even you have some resources to pay for the out of network fee. But you have to travel to where that doctor is and you need to stay. And
yeah,
if you get a procedure done, you're going to stay a little longer because you're not ready to travel right after the procedure,
right.
right? And you're paying for a companion to do that to go with them as well because they're going to need help in recovery,
Yeah.
right? I think sometimes when we think medical and medical expenses, we don't look at the full piece of what's needed to make this happen. And that's why, I'm so glad that you have this project to help folks with all of this,
Yeah.
right? It's so good of you to do that. And to think you thought of it and got it started while you were in the bed recovering. That's just
Yes.
amazing.
I literally had my procedure that morning and I was back at the hotel. I had my phone in my hand and realized I had a way to snap my fingers and start a nonprofit.
Wow, way to go. Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad you're doing it. I'm Leon Thomas. You're watching New Biz Buzz. Our guest today is Stephanie Berman with the Aziza Project, and her project helps those that have gynecological pain that they can't find help for. And they locate doctors, and they have a doctor and a center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Tulsa.
Mhm.
And that center is, we'll ask our producer to put that up again, please, so folks can know what center that is. It's Haven Center. You can learn more about them at havencenter.com. And what's the doctor's name there again, Stephanie?
Dr. Corey Babb.
Dr. Corey Babb. He's a fine individual. Haven't even met him, but I can just tell he is because he was willing to listen to you and willing to give you to take a chance, right? To say, I
Yeah.
think I can help you, right? And many doctors just don't do that. So I'm glad you connected. Now we're going to take a short break, and when we come back from that break, Stephanie, please tell us, Aziza, how you came up with the name, and tell us some other things that you want to do down the road. What are some big things, like the big dream for the foundation? So we'll talk about that when we come back from break. I'm Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group. You're watching New Biz Buzz. And one of the things we do at the Leon Thomas Group, we provide opportunities for students and recent grads to do work that's related to broadcasting and other related medias. We're now going to show you some of the projects that our students and recent grads have worked on. You're going to see 4 videos, kind of like commercials, to show you example of some of the work that they do. We'll be right back with New Biz Buzz right after these messages.
Renting is everything. It's style at your doorstep, off the runway and into your closet. It's every trend you've been dying to try and every designer you've yet to discover. It's wearing it your way every time and making it count everywhere you go. It's never worrying about what to wear, because something new is always coming your way. That's why renting is everything. New styles, top designers, all for a flat monthly fee. Start your subscription at renttherunway.com.
Slow roasted over hickory fire and pulled by hand. This is the way pit pork has always been done. Pulled pork lovers, rejoice. The smoky old days are back at the Smoke Shack. From the creative team that brought you the Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
I'm Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group. Podcast, virtual events, webinars, streaming shows, and so much more. We want to be your partner in all things virtual. Welcome back to New Biz Buzz. I'm Leon Thomas here with our guest today, Stephanie Berman with the Aziza Project. Stephanie, tell me, Aziza, what does that mean? How did you come up with the name? Tell me some about that.
Yeah. So I actually had nonprofit status for the project before I had the name. And again, I was laying on my bed, I had my phone in my hand, I was looking on Google for words that meant like strength. And I came across Aziza, which has Arabic, Hebrew, and Swahili roots and means beloved, precious, and mighty. And I think that's just perfect because so many people who have gynecological pain don't think that they are any of those things when they're in the midst of their pain. And I want them to know that even in the midst of their pain, they are still beloved, they are still precious, and they are still mighty.
Beloved, precious, and mighty. I like it. I like it. That's good. Thanks, sir. Thanks for sharing that. And you're right. We all are.
Yeah,
But it's so easy to when you're going through something to think that you're not, or when folks won't help you, won't listen to you. It can make one feel that they're not. And so I'm glad you came up with that. That is really good. I'm glad you researched it. Right on. Right
thanks.
on. Good. So tell us, on your website, I took a look at your website and I noticed there's a section that says get involved. How
Mhm.
can folks get involved with the project and what you're doing?
Yeah. So, a couple different ways. I'm always looking for volunteers to help with social media, especially. I am a one woman show right now. And so it's hard for me to juggle everything. I've been focusing my efforts on our monthly newsletter. So, that's one way you can get involved. Go to the website and sign up for our newsletter. Um, Another way is, like I said, volunteering. I'm looking for people who have like financial background to help with approving financial aid applications. I'm looking for people who want to go to networking groups and talk about the Aziza Project for me. And like I said earlier, I am looking for funding. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I can't expand and add more providers until we increase our monthly donations. And to do that, we actually do have a corporate sponsorship program. So if you're a small business owner or a business owner of any size, watching this, go to our website and check that out too. You can contact me. There's a button right on the website. I think there's actually several buttons. It says schedule a Stephanie. You can schedule a meeting with me to hear more about the project and how you might be able to get involved.
Hmm. And again, the website is azizaproject.org.
Yep.
If you go there and take a look, there's all kind of ways you can get involved. And again, as Stephanie said, yes, we need funding to help make the services available to more people and bring more doctors into the network. So that's no doubt about that. But there's a lot of things that you can do to help get us to that point, to help Stephanie get to that point. And Stephanie, I heard you mention that you're a one woman show right now,
Yeah.
that you need some help and support. And one of the things you mentioned is in social media. What
Yeah.
type of things do you want to do around social media?
Well, we have an Instagram account. We have a TikTok channel or account, whatever you want to call it. We have a Facebook page, but the way my brain works, like if I spout a fact out, like 40% of women will have a complex gynecological issue at some point in their lifetime. I know that fact already, but that's brand new to pretty much everybody else who's watching this video. And so it's hard for me to remember what's new and fresh when it comes to creating social media posts. So I really would love to have people come alongside me and I don't know, maybe ask a question like, what's endometriosis, or how is it treated, or what sorts of dermatological conditions do you cover, to help me create that content, or even I'll give them the answers and they can go and create the content using our branding package.
Hmm. Hmm. So there's ways, there's things that people can do that, folks. We know you had skills. So, folks, let's use those skills. In fact, if you're watching this show right now, share it on
Yes.
your social media networks, right? So just click share and send it out to your networks, and you never know who's going to see it, and ask those in your network to please share,
Mhm.
right? So that's something that, I'm not going to use the term go viral, but it can really help just by sharing, because you really need just a few companies, a few corporate sponsors,
Yeah.
and a few doctors and a few folks with some money, and this thing could really blow up. And think of the number of people that could be helped
Yeah,
just by the right people seeing it. So
for
that's
sure.
is is very, very important.
Yeah. Leon, can I talk for a minute about what sets our doctor and our future providers apart?
Yes, go
Um,
ahead.
so one thing that women often encounter as they're going through this process of solving their gynecological pain issue is medical gaslighting. And that's like doctors saying, oh, drink some wine, or they look at husbands and say, be gentle. And or they say it's all in your head, or at some point you'll just have to accept that it's all in your head, and that's just not appropriate because that's not getting to the heart of the issue, or the cause of the issue, I guess I should say. So the one thing that sets our providers apart is that they are all going to have and use trauma informed procedures in their practices. For example, our current provider, like he'll ask, he's like, can I move the drape? Can I touch your leg? Can I, do this? And that's really cool because it gives the patient agency over their own body and over the exam.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so that's an important piece there, and so you're looking for the right type of doctor,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. We're not going to let just any doctor come in and say, we want to see Aziza patients. It's going to be like,
Yeah.
no, tell us how you're already using trauma-informed care practices in your clinic.
Mhm. And it's interesting you talked about gaslighting.
Yeah.
As I think about that, obviously I don't have gynecological pain, but I've had some other symptoms,
Mhm.
other issues, and doctors have said, well, we've looked, we can't find anything, so maybe it's not there.
Yeah,
Or what you're feeling is it's an imagination, or it doesn't happen that often, so it must not be real.
I know.
We all experience that stuff, and you're like, dude, come on. I'm telling you, there's a problem.
Yeah,
Now you can't, maybe you can't find it, and the idea here is that you want to be able to connect folks, ladies, to doctors that can help, that will help.
yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
here's another thing. You were asking earlier about, hopes and dreams and where I want to take the Aziza
yeah,
project. Another thing that I heard a couple months ago is that patients do better when they are seen or see doctors who look like themselves. So my dream is to be able to find an African American gynecologist who has and uses trauma informed care practices, an Asian gynecologist, European, we got that kind of covered, but and also not only to find existing doctors, but also to be able to fund scholarships for up and coming medical students so that they don't come out with $100,000 or more in student loan debt on the other side. Which could, if somebody is going through and they're like, I want to be an OBGYN, they might be stuck delivering babies for 12 years before they can actually afford to start their own specialized gynecologic issues type practice. But if we can help them along the way with scholarships and stuff, they can start that clinic that they're dreaming of a lot sooner.
hmm wow. You've got it lined up for where you're going.
Yeah,
This is good stuff, and I was so glad to hear you say doctors that look like them, that look like the patient, right?
yeah.
And that could be African American, it could be Hispanic, it could be Asian,
Mhm.
whatever that is. A lot of folks really, feel more comfortable with folks that look like them. And then you mentioned to provide the training. So there's so many things that you're going to be doing. I'm so excited for what you're doing and looking forward to just some great things happening and you coming back on new Bizz Buzz in maybe a year or so and saying, Leon, look, wow, look at the big boom that has happened here, and look at the number of lives we've saved and ladies that we've helped.
Yeah, we just
And
approved our
yeah,
first financial aid application of 2024 today, actually.
yeah,
So yeah,
oh,
so
right on.
we're covering a virtual consultation. She just has to call the doctor and schedule it now.
Yeah. Oh, that's hot. Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank
Now,
you.
again, we're going to put the website up again because I want everybody to know what your website is, azizaproject.org. Go there, click around, donate, and you can go there and click around and then donate. and you can go there and click around and donate, and then check a look at some of the other things that are on the website. You mentioned a newsletter. How
Yes.
often does the newsletter come out, and tell us what are some things in the newsletter?
Yeah, so right now I'm putting it out monthly because I don't want to spam our mailing list too badly. And really because it's only me, I mean things aren't moving super fast anyway. So I usually try to put 5 or 6 things that happened in the previous month or are coming up in the next month. So for example, the April newsletter will probably have, hey, we did, we approved funding for a virtual consultation in March. It will probably have, depending on when I get it out, I usually try to get it out in the first half of the month. So we'll probably have a reminder that, hey, our executive director, that'll be me, is going to Tulsa for treatment in the middle of April. So it might have a little like, hey, come back to the website in a couple of weeks and read about the story. And it'll probably have a link to this episode because I usually try to put any podcast episodes I'm doing in the newsletter. And it will also have information on, donations, how we're doing, getting to our monthly goal. We're running a little less than a latte campaign right now where I'm looking for $5 a month donations. And I need 500 of them to get to our monthly income goal, our first monthly income goal, I should say. And I think we have about 30 so far.
And what's that called? Less than a latte? Is that right?
Less
Did I
than
hear
a
that right?
latte, because it's only $5 a month. It's less than your Starbucks coffee.
That's one of it. I don't go to. I'm not a Starbucks guy. I'm a simple coffee drinker, decaf. But so a latte is like $5,
It's
and
probably
a
more
lot of
than that, actually, but
more
yeah.
than that, and a lot of folks get one every day.
Yeah.
And you're just asking to sacrifice it for one day
Yeah.
and make that your monthly donation.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
hot.
really, I'll just throw out for our corporate sponsors. Our corporate sponsors, the lowest tier of our corporate sponsorship program, if you join at that level, you wipe out 5 lattes at one shot.
Wow, I like it. You have really got it lined up. Some great things going on. Again, that's Stephanie Berman. You go to the AzizaProject.org,
Mhm.
and the purpose of the foundation is to help women who have gynecological pain and
Mhm.
to be able to find providers that can help diagnose the problem and get ladies taken care of, right?
Yep.
And so you can go there if you want to reach Stephanie. I think we have your email address here as well, right? I think we have
Yep.
that available. Stephanie at the AzizaProject.org. And again, I'm asking you to go to the website, make a donation, but also go there and check out other things and see how you can be involved. Less than a latte sounds like a really, really cool thing to do. And make sure you sign up for the newsletter. You can stay up to date on everything that's going on. Stephanie, we have about 30 seconds remaining in the show. What else do you want folks to know about the Aziza Project?
I want them to know that the Aziza Project is here for you. 40% of women will have a complex gynecological issue at some point in their lifetime. So if that's you, or if you know of somebody who is suffering, have them reach out. I'm here to help. I'm here to listen. If we can't help with funding, I can help you find other resources. So yeah, just reach out. I'd love to chat.
All right. So, folks, again, please get in touch with Stephanie. Again, the website is azizaproject.org. Stephanie's email address is stephanie at azizaproject.org. Stephanie, thanks a lot for being here on New Biz Buzz. We appreciate you being here, and best of luck to your project and everything that you're doing. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, thanks for watching this episode of New Biz Buzz. I'm Leon Thomas. Check us out at theleonthomasgroup.com. This is a production of the Leon Thomas Group. Go to the leonthomasgroup.com to find out everything that we do and let us know how we can help you. Thanks for watching New Biz Buzz.